149 pounds. This is a rematch. Jake Sueflohn, Jr., really looking to break through this year after a couple of disappointing ends of seasons for Nebraska. But Jake Sueflohn is a junior out of Watertown, Wisconsin, Arrowhead High School, up against Brody Grothus at 149 pounds, sophomore from Davenport, Iowa, Davenport Assumption High School. We've mentioned Scott Catholic High School in Omaha. That's where Thomas Gilman wrestled and was a 4-time Nebraska state champion. And now Davenport Assumption, where Grothus is from. Those two high schools wrestled each other today prior to this meet right here in this facility.
Nice job here by Sueflohn with the drag to the snatch single. It's kind of a nice old school move there. You can see how that elbow was high, went right into the single leg, stays on his feet, but not able to finish it. You know, Grothus is starting to have a pretty fair season now after the Midlands. He caught fire in the consolations of the Midlands tournament.
And I know how much you like Sueflohn.
Yeah, I do. I just like the way he gets after it. He's just totally aggressive. It's a surprise to me he was able to get the leg up in the air and not be able to finish, but he keeps a high pace. You just got like guys that compete, you know? Works the head.
I had a nice talk with Jake Sueflohn and Robert Kokesh yesterday in the Nebraska room. What wonderful, nice young men, and they are two of the leaders and juniors for Mark Manning on this team.
You know, I think they're leaders because of the pace they wrestle at. You know, some guys are want to try to build a culture in your program where guys will just go out there and get at it, and you know that there's a standard being set, and the leaders are not just guys that go out there and win, but guys that go out there and really come off the mat knowing that they've tried to execute their techniques. Inside bicep tie here by Sueflohn. Let's see if he goes off of it. Doesn't. Just a 2-on-1.
And your point to Grothus having an increasingly successful year, because last year these two met in this dual meet with Sueflohn winning 8-0, and we really don't expect that this time, the spread there because of what you said, and Grothus having the year he's having.
Yeah, he had a fine Midlands tournament here and really kind of won the spot. I don't know what's happened in the wrestling matches or the rank-off matches, but sometimes you get to the middle of the season and you got one guy looking better in competition, and the other guy, Mike Kelly, not quite having the success. I mean, Grothus has beaten 3 ranked wrestlers, including the number 3 ranked wrestler from Oklahoma State.
There was a warning for stalling on Grothus from Iowa by the official, and now Grothus right in on the leg.
Yeah, I like that. You got to anticipate that when you're out there wrestling, is that, you know, you get a stall warning on a guy, you know he's any type of competitor, he's going to come back with a shot, so it's an opportunity to work on your on anticipation and maybe get a go behind.
Stalemate. There's your intermat rankings at 149. You see Jake Sueflohn, number 5 at 149. A weight class anybody in the top 10 could contend for the national championship.
No doubt about it, Tim. See?
2 points. Takedown, Nebraska.
Sueflohn, takedown.
Nice job by Sueflohn.
And the Cornhusker fans get excited. Sueflohn getting them into the match after 3 straight losses and a 10-0 deficit coming into this 149-pound match.
Probably one of the 2 matches that the Huskers are favored in, but we knew that this would be tougher than what it's been in the past. But nice job by Sueflohn with the same drag and single leg, but he did a better job of finishing to get that takedown. Short time in the first period.
Nice job of attacking those hips, keeping them on the mat.
Yeah, it does that by ankle riding here.
Into the first period, 2-0. We talked about Davenport Assumption earlier. They wrestled in this venue here. Davenport Assumption on the left, and Scott. There's Scott's Brad Hildenbrand. He's built this program from scratch at Scott Catholic, won 16 out of 17 state titles. There's Pete Bush, former NCAA titleist for the Iowa Hawkeyes, and he is one of the best coaches with one of the best programs in Iowa, Davenport Assumption. And both of them have wrestlers today. Thomas Gilman, we talked about it, from Scott at 125, and right here, Grothus wrestled for Pete Bush at Davenport Assumption. 1 point escape for Grothus.
Nice job by Grothus coming to his feet and basically forcing the overhook right there. And Sueflohn looked like he was in a position to be able to continue the ride, but there's that
nice
arm drag back into the single leg.
2 points for Sueflohn. Talk a little bit more about that technique.
Well, he hit the drag again, and he just, anytime he feels pressure into that bicep right there, he's going to hit the drag, and he's doing it when his feet are in motion, and he's able, almost like a guy who's lunging with a sword. All right, that's the type of action that you have. He's sword lunging, you know, one leg, lead leg basically, you know, shuffling forward here, and then keeping your head into the guy's chest, and that's the way you finish that technique. Going to give the intentional escape.
Intentional escape. That's 1 point for Grothus. And so it's 4-2. Already a minute 7 riding time for Sueflohn. A minute left in the second period. He leads by 2, but he's also got riding time. If it finishes that way with riding time advantage, you'll add an extra point to his total.
52 seconds, though, still plenty of time for Grothus to get in this match. And you know, a takedown, and as tough as he is in the top position, and that's a position that Sueflohn has struggled in the past, you know, in the down position. So not so much giving up back points, but just getting ridden out. So this is really an opportunity for Grothus to get back in the match, but Sueflohn just beats him to the punch. Straight double.
Off the mat, no score, 4-2. 28 seconds left in the second period. Jake Sueflohn out of Watertown, Wisconsin. The Askren brothers are around that area. They're stalling. 1 point on Grothus. Brody Grothus gets hit for stalling.
Yeah, he just
for the second time. This time it's a point for the Husker.
He's just having a difficult time getting his offense off because, you know, Sueflohn is one of those guys that just goes ahead and takes that shot. He takes a lot of, and they're not half shots either. He's going all the way trying to get it, but his feet are ready to go and cocked and ready to get that shot off.
5-2 in favor of Sueflohn. Kept the pressure on Brody Grothus the entire match. He goes underneath now. See where he is in this position.
Yeah, again, let's take a look at his development. And this is a position that has plagued him a little bit in the past. And Grothus is solid in the top position. More so from riding than it is maybe turning, but still early in his career. See how he's got that inside wrist tied up. Referee's going to call that potentially dangerous. New start.
Potentially dangerous. We go to the new start. There's Brody Grothus, the sophomore out of Davenport Assumption High School. As Jim said, look at that number 13 ranking. He's starting to work his way up and having a good year. And he is a tough rider, and he's starting to show it. There's no riding time advantage now for Sueflohn. That's been taken away from by this ride.
Very comfortable in the top position. Now he's already got the leg worked in. I don't know why he's going to stop this, but looks like a blood timeout.
Blood timeout. That won't count against his injury timeout. And so Grothus will go to his corner. There's Sueflohn. It's Brian Snyder there with the glasses on. 4-time All-American wrestling for Nebraska and for Mark Manning here in his 14th year.
Back to action.
Mark Manning's done a great job here at Nebraska. Third year in the Big Ten. Still trying to feel their way into that grueling schedule. Heading into the Big Ten Championships, the 100th Big Ten Championships at Madison, Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin at the Kohl Center, March 9th, brought to you live by BTN. That's the 100th edition of the Big Ten Wrestling Championships at the Kohl Center, Madison, Wisconsin, March 9th. It'll be a 2 o'clock Eastern time live broadcast on BTN.
Look, see what the action is on top there. Now he was able to put the leg in, but he was trying to break Sueflohn down by bringing his knees to the outside. Now he's coming a little bit high, but Sueflohn needs to kind of pull him off to the side, and Grothus is doing a great job of adjusting, getting his hips back up on top. That's the battle right now. Not so much what's happening with the half Nelson, but where the hips are placed on the back. Looks like he's adjusted very well.
And when does Sueflohn start getting in danger? Well, right now.
Referee, answer your question.
Yep, I was looking from you, and the
Good question, good answer. Yeah.
That's a warning. First warning. More blood. They'll go to the corners. Again, there is no injury time counted when you have a blood timeout. There is no advantage, and there will be none in the regulation because Grothus cannot. Here's your Nebraska Cornhuskers' next 4 matches. It's never easy in the Big Ten, Jim. Ohio State, Purdue, Illinois, Michigan. Look at that. 3 out of the 4 in the top 15.
Watch Grothus' breakdowns here, right? Watch him go ahead, and he's going to go ahead and make sure he puts the weight on the hands. This time he tries to go with the leg in. The referee will call that stalemate. What I like what he does is he takes his knee and rams it into the outside part of the thigh with the tight waist and the ankle rest. See right there with his right ankle. Then he adjusts. Now he comes back to the other side. See that little motion on both sides? Now he goes ahead, puts the leg in.
And what I'm thinking about is the fact that Sueflohn does have work to do as he goes towards the Big Tens and the NCAAs, because Grothus is doing a great job of keeping Sueflohn down.
Yeah, and thankfully for Sueflohn, his high pace early in the match, early in the first 2 periods, is going to give him the win.
That's the end of the match, and the score is 5-2. Sueflohn hangs on to the win after that early lead, and instead of 8-0 this year, it's closer. Jake Sueflohn, he's the winner